Which Six Nations game will you be watching this weekend? This is the question fans of women's rugby have to ask themselves each year when all the fixtures are shoehorned into a 2-hour slot. On Sunday, Scotland and England women's will kick off at 12:10 and Ireland and Wales 40 minutes later. Not only is there a present pigeonholing of women's fixtures, but the workplace equality group Work 180 found the starkest inequality between men and women in sports prize money is in the Six Nations rugby tournament. Sophia Kendall-Shaheen, coach at Hampstead Ladies Rugby Club, says coverage of the Women's Six Nations helps grow the ladies' rugby.
It's really important for young women and just women in general to have those sporting role models. We know that a lot of women will stop playing sport at pretty young ages, normally around the secondary school age.
As one of 4 coaches, Sophia has noticed that women tend to start playing rugby at a much later age than men.
Men will be, they'll be playing it from the age of 5, for example, whereas I think at the moment the average age that women started is probably around 18.
Former England women's rugby captain Catherine Spencer has called for prize money to be introduced for the women's tournament, as the overall prize pot for the men's Six Nations has risen to a record £16 million, but the female winners will receive nothing. Guinness are the title sponsor of the men's team, but the Six Nations have failed to appoint one for the women's tournament. Sue Anstis, founder and CEO of sports PR agency Promote, gained an MBE in 2018 for raising visibility and increasing the impact of women's sport.
I think sometimes it's very hard. It's hard for the athletes that are involved to talk about it and call it out, because obviously they depend on their governing bodies for selection and the teams that they're playing with too. So I think people sometimes are wary of making too much noise and calling it out because how it might impact their future careers. So I think it is people like you and me and others to make noise about it, and that, the media, the Telegraph, and others have been very good reporting on that and publicising some of the challenges that are out there.
Sophie Harrison joined Millwall Rugby Club in September 2019 after previously playing for Windsor.
Normally they're any club you go to, because men's rugby has existed for over 100 years. That is the primary focus of a lot of grassroots clubs, and potentially a lot of their funding, whether membership or the RFU, comes from that, which definitely therefore means that, automatically when you're going into that environment, you are second best, which unfortunately is all of the experiences that I've had with rugby, apart from probably university rugby, where I think university rugby for women really thrives.
This year sees the introduction of a women's player of the championship for the first time, but with no title sponsor and no prize money, is this enough to increase visibility and decrease the gender pay gap in rugby?